God is with us. Well, you guys, it turned out to be exotic emperor. So this was a bag of bulbs that was included in my grab bag from wholesale for the small scale grower from Facebook. And it is my first successful time growing a double flower. I will tell you up front, I don't like double flowers. I think this flower is ugly. It looks wicked, gnarly, and it pales in beauty when compared to Parissima, which is my favorite. The Fusterier tulips are my favorite. I buy them as soon as they come in the store, and I buy a sizable amount because I love them so much. And I'm going to explain to you why I hate this tulip. Instead of looking in there and seeing the beautiful, majestic, large leaves of Parissima, this thing has these little squat leaves. The inside is nasty looking. It's just more of these ugly leaves. Then it's got these bicolored, whiskery looking things. They just look wicked. Now, if you like it, fine. But I wouldn't intentionally grow something like this. Yeah, look at that. It just looks wicked in comparisons to the artful look of my Parissima. After all this waiting, this ugly thing is what I get. Now, I know some of you, oh, it looks like a, whatever, that peony. Y'all call it peony flowers. Well, my goodness. Now that I've experienced it, I can tell you unequivocally, this ain't a peony. I'm in Southern California. I can't grow peonies. I can't grow tulips without a refrigerator. But y'all get over this double flower thing. This is ugly. It has no pollen in it, which just is unnatural. And that's why it's looking like this. It's not supposed to exist. It can't exist in nature because it can't procreate. This thing can never have seed unless when it opens up again there's some pollen in it. And if there's pollen in there, it's stingy. The pollen looks great in a tulip. The long pollen anthers are part of its beauty. So I know the flower farmers are not telling you this because, you know, they're young people and they're wasting their time on foolishness and lying. This is just who I am. It's my gift to tell the truth when nobody will. This is ugly. It's not attractive. This is just like tulip mania, you know? No, don't do this to yourself. It's early because I have it right by my door, so it's getting more warmth than the others. I got it when it was already... Oh, here's one where the antlers are not bicolored, so maybe this one is unusual with these bicolored things. It looks a little better without the bicolored antlers, but it's just wicked looking, you know? It's wicked looking. It doesn't have the beautiful pollen in the center. I don't get to see the black eye surrounded by the yellow that exists in the regular Parissima. It's called Her Majesty. So if you like it, now you know what you're getting. I will never intentionally buy double tulips. I'm so let down. I'm in Southern California. I have to work so hard, refrigerating stuff, buying it, sitting it in the refrigerator, making sure I don't put any fruit in there, then planting it up in January and February after everybody else has already got their tulips in the ground and they've got their natural chill hours. I'm in here in the wintertime fighting with the elements for these tulips, and I want single tulips with huge amounts of colorful pollen. Spraying the tulip every day. My tulips usually, my perissimas give me a show for a month, sometimes 6 weeks. They open up and close every day faithfully for me. And I suspect these might be similar, but I wish these were regular perissima. And I only get to do tulips every 3 years because I have a small garden, so I do it big every 3 years. And that is all. That is all I can do. And my garden doesn't freeze, so any diseases that I get from tulip bulbs, and this year I got a lot, so I trained my squirrel to eat the disease off the tulips because it's good protein for her. And so she went around doing the best she could. She's a little trooper. Once you give her a plan that includes her getting to eat food, you got a teammate par none. So if you look, she didn't come over here because she got full on the other ones. But see, she's been eating that stuff off of the tulips, and she enjoys it. But I got a lot of tulips in my grab bag that have this disease on them. So there will be no tulips in there next year. But, in spite of that disease, as you can see, they're growing on out. Oh, these don't have any disease on them. Okay. But lots of these do. And they're growing out. I guess these are multiple tulips because it's got multiple flowers in there. So I got some great things from wholesale to grower to try out. And I think if you have a cool season, maybe this disease would have been killed. But in my area, it wasn't. So 3 years from now, I'll plant tulips again. No, I'm not dumping out my dirt because I plant other stuff, so I don't have to. So tulips are not a major for me. They're a lot of hard work for me, actually. So, as I know, if you look on here, you can see the bite marks from my squirrel? Yeah. So you guys, you don't have to fight with nature. You can also figure out what nature's doing and use it to your benefit. I had to buy a lot of tulips for this. If I'd have just bought 20 or 30, this wouldn't work because she wouldn't have got full. She'd have had to eat all my tulips. She's actually sick of tulips now, which is why. Some of these, they had sickness. She ate it off. As you can see the bite marks, she just ate the sickness. And after she ate it, something in her killed the rest of the sickness, and those tulips are fine. So, you guys, the American way of killing something instead of using it to your advantage, which is the Native American way, you really need to let it go. It's never going to work. If you kill nature, none of us exist. But that little squirrel, she came in handy. I wouldn't have tulips without her. I'll show you some where she had to eat almost the whole tulip, and she only ate the part that was sick. And so I don't see how she bit all the stuff off of that one. I can't do stuff like that. I'm not going to go around peeling tulip, and I wouldn't be good at it. That one, see the bite marks where the squirrel ate the sick part of the tulip. Whatever it is, it's something that's protein. When I give her nuts, she eats some worm and all. So the squirrel, that's within her ability to do. Here's another one. See, she ate the sickness off, and whatever is left is growing. But now she's sick of tulips. As you can tell, she's had enough. She doesn't want any more. And for that reason, now I'm dealing with whatever, all of the tulips that I put over here were sick. And she went through, because I trained her, because I got enough tulips with disease on it so I could put them out and she could taste it, and that was her preference. And she had enough tulips where she could go, feel rich. and go from one another to eat just the part that was most protein rich off and leave the part that was low calorie. And that is what she did. And because of that, I have quite a tulip show from getting bulbs that weren't in the best condition. And I was told that in advance, and I was like, yeah, let me see what I can do. Let's see how it works out. And I'm happy. I've got a full bouquet of majestic tulips over there, and I'll see how they perform in my garden. Oh, this is a favorite. Sun d'Or. I love this. Oh my goodness. I know you guys are all into big double flowers with no scent. This reproduces itself from seed. You don't even have to buy bulbs of this one. If you're willing to wait 3 years, you will get flowers from this from seed. It's amazing. And it smells so good. It smells like juicy fruit. Soleil d'Or. It is a species daffodil grown in France. Isn't it gorgeous? Now, I'm noticing some of them have a lighter color on them. See that? But I want you to see how it has pollen in there. And these have been snacked on. If you look at this one, you can see that it's been pollinated. I'm having bees come to my garden, little native bees, and they are enjoying the early pollen from the Soleil d'Or. They are not even looking at this pollen here. And as a result, see this? No seed. Oh, maybe one. Yeah, it might have one seed head. But these, everyone will be pollinated because it has pollen. And the pollen is delicious. I don't know. Maybe this pollen isn't good. But I'll see the others I get. And I think this might have a disease on it. See that red on it? I think that's some kind of disease. See, it's got that red on it. I got these from Home Depot. And they are flowering, which I got them to do. But they seem to have some kind of disease on them. Because somebody told me that red was some kind of disease. But I guess out in the cold, they can push through and flower. But I'm seeing these red blotches on my flower leaves and on the cane there. I'm not going to do anything about that. I do like to, I have a hobby of trying to figure out ways to cure plant diseases. So I will long-term work on it because I'm in Southern California and there's always tons of stuff to deal with because, farmers are always trying to think stuff is unnecessary and then they end up, doing more harm than good. So, that's how it goes. So, we all have to learn how to deal with them. And I like to deal with them by trying to find solutions, which I'm sharing you a solution I found to stick tulips is buy 1,000 more tulips than you need and train your squirrel or squirrels. And when I say 1,000 more, if you have a large property and you were going to plant 1,000 tulips, then buy 20,000 tulips. Your squirrels, they're small creatures. They'll get full and they'll get sick of tulips, Make sure you have some nuts planted. Whatever kind of nut tree grows naturally in your area is preferred so that you have something, a better food source available to them. And then they can start to help you to have stuff, These would never have been able to deal with the amount of disease they came with and prosper. You can see the squirrel has gone through and uprooted stuff. So I have to put it back in the soil, but she's coming and nibbling on the disease. I couldn't have done that. That's like precision work. It would take me forever. But because of that, I'm going to have tulips, more tulips, some of these might have caught that disease from, some of these might have come from other growers and didn't have that disease, but they caught it because I had so much of it in that big container of bulbs I got. So, and you know, if you are a person who's farming tulips, we don't cover them. Crate tulips, we don't cover them. So we see the tulip, we're going to know what's on it. But of course, people who grow crate tulips, they're not concerned about what sickness is on the tulip because they're growing it in a crate. They're going to get the bulb to grow and give them a flower. They're going to cut off the flower and throw away the bulb. So, yeah. Me, even though I'm in Southern California, I often keep my bulbs. If they're healthy, I will keep them. And, you know, I can put the same bulbs in the refrigerator every year. I don't have to put new bulbs in the refrigerator. And I only have to concern myself with flowers every 3 years. So I don't have to have new bulbs. But we'll see what happens. I'll get to practice on these bulbs all spring and summer, and until I get to the point where if I can cure any of these diseases, it'll open up a new opportunity for me in the garden. Well, I'm just rambling and showing you my early flowers, nasturtiums. Look at that. It's February, mid-February, and my nasturtiums are up. That's the colors I choose for the winter garland. I know some of you would say these are summer and fall colors, but my nasturtiums grow in winter and spring. They don't really grow in summer and fall. So, and these are the colors they grow, and I like them. And I don't water them in the summer to extend their time. I keep them for the time that they come. Naturally, I'm a dry farmer, you know, so. But this bouquet, from this vantage point, it does look gorgeous. But I just say, if you wanted the best looking early tulips, get regular perissemas, the white ones. They are so much prettier than these. The tulip is twice the size of this. In order to double these tulips, the tulip is much smaller on this. The perissima tulip is as big as my hand, and I did get some this year and plant them late, so I'll probably get them at a later time, but it's well worth it. I'm just telling you, the double flower craze, this is abnormal. There's no food for the bees. It looks ugly. Don't do this to yourself. Don't get caught up in, you know, people trying to do something, young folks trying to do something that we don't even have much space in our garden. And those of us who grow flowers, try to grow something that has pollen in it. And this is telling you it's unnatural and it shouldn't exist. It's telling the bees, I'm trash. It's not even junk food. But it's here, and we'll deal with it for now. But never again. Never again. Unless these come back, you know, because I'm going to leave them here to become fertilizer. And if they come back, okay. But I won't intentionally buy. Now that I see what double tulips really look like, that's ugly. God bless you.